My name is Tuva. I'm 29 years old. I'm the CEO of Bluebs Africa. Bluebs Africa is our digital agency. We provide solutions to clients. We actualize our clients' vision by creating value. Some of the things we do, we do four main things at Bluebs. The key thing is software development. Application development, that's actually our flagship product. That's the key thing we do at Bluebs. That is now our number one thing. Our second thing we do is we do 3D animation. A bit of promotional items on, or maybe on YouTube, something like that. The third thing we do is we do branding from your logo to how it's going to look on the laptop, how it's going to look on your tables. Yeah, so that's basically what we call branding. The fourth thing we do is website development. We sit down with the client, we figure out how they want to be represented online, and we come up with a way to represent them online. Some of our clients include Ministry of Health, some of our biggest clients. We've done a project for National Nursing Association of Kenya, NNAK. We've done a project for St. Henry's, for the Kenya Girls Association. That project was done by us. We have clients all over the world. We have clients in Japan. We have clients in Tanzania. We have a lot of clients in Kenya, right? We have clients in South Africa, the UK. Bluebs has a team of 15 people, including me. If you work at Bluebs, you're either working in business development or you're either a programmer. So for me, I'm both. I'm involved in property. I have a company called Adams Acres. We've done quite a bit, but this year I think we're going to do a bit more. I will say around 65 million. I was born at the coast, a place called Likoni, a very humble neighborhood. That's where I was born and raised. I come from a very small family. We were just four. I used to play a lot, video games. At that time, there were brick games. Yeah, it was really exciting. Everyone smuggles some games and people play. We exchange games after school. A lot of football. I was a bit smaller then. Yeah. I would say my old man, my dad, was a very hardworking man. I could see him wake up every morning, way beyond anyone else. He didn't have a car, he had a bicycle. He would wake up in the wee hours of the night, make sure he's dressed, take his bicycle. So to me, my dad was the biggest drive, seeing him work that hard. I went to school in Mombasa, right? I went to a school called Loreto Convent. In my first primary school, I used to sell biscuits. I used to buy a carton for less than 500 shillings. I get double that. So that was my first money earning venture. After class 6, I was taken to boarding school. So I finished my class 7 and 8 in boarding school in Kericho. People from the coast have a very different culture. When you go to a boarding school in Kericho where hailstorms, you have ice coming, it's very different, it's very cold. I became this slim. So a bit of shock, but it really opened my eyes. My grades changed. I think when I was at home, things were a bit reluctant. I don't think I would have done very well if I would have stayed with my parents for that long. So I think boarding school maybe helped me, turn on my bulb. I got very good grades in primary, very good grades. I was very good in maths, I was very good in English, right? After that, I went to Nakuru High School. I got to high school at a very young age, I think. I got bullied, right? It was really a big thing for me. I actually wanted to quit the school. My dad came over. It was really a big deal. I was like, I don't want this school. I don't want this school. I don't want this school. And the principal was very passionate about me being in his institution. He was very passionate. It got to a point that, okay, the headmaster told me, you know what? I don't want you to leave. If it means you can't stay in my own house, I'll actually get you a bed. And it happened. So for almost a whole year, I stayed in the principal's or headmaster's house. Or from my second year, things became a bit simpler. I was a leader from the time I was in primary. So I was actually a prefect in primary school. I was a leader in my high school, Nakuru High School. So most of the time it was mostly a lot of books, a bit of play here and there. I never did drama. I was more into IT. I loved computers. We used to have the very, very big old computers. Yeah, it was, you're exposing your head into what you actually like. So my biggest passion was computers. I used to wake up my My IT lecturer, or should I say teacher, used to live inside the school compound. So I used to wake up very early in the morning, knock on his door. You're scared. Like, okay, fine, I need a key to the computer lab. So that's how my passion for IT came about. From there, I finished my Form 4. I got good grades. I went home. I got a scholarship with IAT called Fungo. So Fungo helped me do a lot of things. I did most of the certifications they offer at almost zero, right? So I did my A+, I did my N+, I got distinctions. I did all those other things that I really did well. So from there, I went to USAU. I joined USAU, still very big culture shock. You realize Kiswahili is no longer the norm. Everyone talks in English, so you must adjust. I realized Nairobi English is very different, right? Very, very different from what I was used to. Very simple things, things like people saying hi. I used to see that on tele. So you come to USAU and everyone is hi, 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 hi. You're like, okay, I need to be able to say hi. That kind of shock. You go into the cafeteria and people give you rice and minced meat. I expect to see a spoon. I see, what do you call this? These cutleries, a fork and a knife. Like, how in God's name I'm going to use this? I got a serious hit on my first semester. After that, you get used to it. I fitted in very well. By the time I was a third year, I was running for the student body, SAC. I don't know how I won. Somehow it happened. I was a head of School of Business for a whole year. It really opens my eyes. You get to meet serious people, people who can help you in business, people who can guide you, mentors. This all began. So this was leadership, yeah. USAU. Student government is called SAC. This actually used to be my office. This by the way used to be a bit smaller, yeah? There used to be one computer here, that one. This one used to sit, yeah. So I used to share.
Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I used to sit here and then you could be able to see who's coming. Right, so yeah, this used to be the computer. Yeah, and you had to share.
My name is Ines Angus. I'm Tuva's classmate. We joined USIU almost the same time. We all studied the same program, that is Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Tuva minus all the gigs, I remember we used to, part of the sports that we used to do together was table tennis. And I remember, one time I beat him 7-love, we call it 7-love, 7-0, before he upgrade his table tennis skills. Of course, in terms of even the reading, the academics, we used to read mainly during exams. Of course, now when the exams is around the corner, I used to pass by his room, pick him up. We go to our study room in the hostels, and we do all this revision together. I remember, part of our class assignments will be, to develop some of the systems. Especially, I remember in a database management class, Tuva picked a customer relations management system. There are challenges that comes with the system. At the end of the day, the systems worked, and I tend to think that is how Tuva develops interest in IT and software development. And it's always good to hear, a colleague prospering, and to be successful in the field.
While I was at USAU, I was taken by one of the local banks. I started doing an internship. Later, when I finished school, I worked for 2 more banks before I started business. Our biggest risk would be leaving employment, because employment is a cushion. You feel comfortable. Every 26th, there's a paycheck. There's nothing which is ambiguous. You can actually plan your whole month very comfortably. Leaving employment exposes you to a lot of risk. So for me, leaving employment and starting business, that was really, really, really a very big risk for me. Everyone was complaining. My mom was like, Unacha benki. Everyone caused a lot. My parents, even my small brother caused, because they felt working for a bank is the all. Right now, I don't regret it. I'm happy I actually left employment. I'm actually very happy I left employment. I wouldn't say it was a challenge, no. I think it was a passion. I wanted to do something that was me. I was working, the money is okay. I wouldn't risk leaving a stable job for just, doing nothing. But the passion was just too strong. I really couldn't stay there any longer. As in, you wake up in the morning, it's not even about the hours, but my passion was not there. I believe every human being needs to do something they're very passionate about. So I took a big risk. I quit my job and I started just trying to get business. I was a very good programmer. I just used a very beautiful website, very good systems. Issue was no one knows about me. No one knows you. So what you do is you don't even have an office at that time. So you're there with one laptop. You have your case carried on your shoulder, right? Me moving around with a laptop. I remember it was black Toshiba. What I had was, I had this list. At that time, they're trying to get this fiber from the sea, something like that. So the government had put some particular buildings which they're going to start with. So I had that list. So I used to go there, look at that list. I tick, okay, today I'm going to go to building A, B, C, D, right? And I would take a lift to the topmost floor and just start coming down, give you my business card, trying to show them this is what I can do. This is what I can do for you. Okay, they'll ask you, okay, fine, okay, you can do this. Just show me, a big enough portfolio for me to trust you. And at the end of the week, you just get one email. And it's not even about confirming business, it's about, let's have a meeting. In my looking for business venture, I met some NGO, some Christian NGO, who were very kind. And they told me, young man, just come with your laptop every morning, sit here, you have internet for you, come work from here. You pay us X, something very basic I could actually afford. So I ran there for a couple of months. That was really big for me. Moving from the street or being housed at a charity organization and having your own keys, however small, that was really good. That was really big for me. That's when I actually saw, okay, fine, my dream is actually coming to. I'm actually seeing something coming up. Yeah. So I think that was really life-changing for me. Then in my venture for looking for more business, I came across a gentleman who actually owns the current premises we are.
My name is Geoffrey Ocheng. I'm a director of AfriGold Investments. I've known Adam since the year 2010. What I'd say, when I met him, he was very single-minded. He wanted to get somewhere, and he had a vision. He had, I'd say, fire in his belly and a passion to succeed. And I believe that fire is still burning. You can see how he works, how much he puts into his business. Once you're off college, you're young, possibly you want to have fun, but it was only a few months after Adams left college, and he told me he wanted to formalize his business, because as it were back then, he used to run a virtual office. So he was ready to commit, put in some deposit and get an office, and it so happened that I was doing office leasing. So that's actually what brought us together in the first instance.
Basically, this used to be my first office.
Yeah.
This is the first office, my first official office. First money I actually paid real money for rent.
Okay.
Very small, don't laugh. Yeah, it's now used as a general store, right? So you have two companies here, everyone just puts their files in here. But I used to have a round table here.
Will it fit a round table?
yeah, I used to have a round table
like...
with two seats. Yeah, it was that bad. I couldn't even fit. I used to come in like this. I saw that coming. Yeah, I saw that coming. So
what?
That's why it all began.
How much at that time? How much were you paying for this?
I was paying 15,000, and it was still a very big thing for me. I couldn't afford it. I still had to sit down and have a kamkunji with my head to decide, okay, where am I going to get money from? The rent was 15,000 Kenyan shillings. So I told him, do me a favor, give me 2 days, I'll give you the money. So it was rent, deposit plus something, so it almost came in 45,000. I had no idea what I was going to get next month's rent. No idea at all. What happened was you have to empty your bank account to make sure you pay rent. Empty your bank account to make sure your employees, that time it was maybe 3-4 people, right? Make sure your employees get paid. You pay your rent last. Your house rent last. And at that time, it's not even a lot, but you can't really manage it. If, for example, my matatu goes home at this particular time it's this much. I have to, you know, maybe go a bit early or you know, a bit late so that figures go down. So you don't really have so much to wiggle with. To me, those sacrifices are real and they really affected me. But we pulled through. I started buying or let's say leasing more space. So every single time a tenant moved out, I'll tell them, okay, boss, give me a week. I'll give you rent for this place. So I kept on buying more offices. Right now, we almost own the whole wing. My big break. I think 1 year into the business, I went and presented to some NGO. I'd done a bit of work by then, a bit of clients under my belt. It's a big thing. So we make this presentation, very beautiful. And we make a quotation, very ridiculous quotation. And these people really liked our work. They gave me 1.8 million to develop the website. That was really big for me. Yeah, that's also my first million. Yeah, that's also my first million. It's mind-boggling, right? You just see, you know, these SMS things, yeah, which come from the bank, and you just hear a message and you check, you like, you're just shocked. It's amazing. It's a good feeling. It just makes it worth. Like all this I've been through, it's actually now paying off.
My name is Entrepreneurial. I'm the Business Development Manager at Bluebs Africa. We mainly deal with websites and softwares. They are in-house developed, therefore making them easy to customize for clients, because most of the off-the-rack products are pretty standard. They can't really be customized, so that's one of our perks. And our websites, of course, we have the excellent designs. We have a couple that we've done, of course, including Ministry of Health, Adobe Safaris, Norfolk Towers. In softwares, we have bulk SMS, which is generally for communication and marketing. We also have our auto sales funnel, which is good for managing a sales team. We actually use it in-house also.
The Ministry of Health is one of our very big client. Ministry of Health. We've had Sahendri.
Okay.
Right. We've done almost 300 projects. There's the clothing company we've done called Martin Taylors.
Okay.
Yeah. We've done some work for PSI Kenya. This is Nyanza Reproductive Health Society, all the way in Kisumu. We have never met these guys. They send us emails, we do the payers. Adam Zeka is also one of our clients. Blackberry Kenya is also another client.
So how long does it take to come up with a website?
For us, it takes us around 30 days. The most important thing is the concept, designing the concept. Same thing with the softwares. Understanding the application is the most important thing. After that, it's very, very, very easy.
How much do you charge, for example, a client who just want
a website?
A website.
It ranges very, very different prices depending on what you want us to do. We do sites as low as 120,000. We do projects for 60,000 US dollar. We do projects for $1 million, for $2 million, depending on what the kind of intensity we go for. Because if you're doing an application, and you're doing an application for, let's say, 5 months, 5 months is a long time. So the budgets also need to reflect on what you're doing. Good thing is, once you make one application, you're able to repackage and resell. So the initial part is the most critical part. We also do maintenance contracts. We also do something called SEO. We do online marketing. Yes. We're basically a fully fledged marketing agency.
My name is Willie Butler, and I'm the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Institutional Planning and Advancement here at USIU. One of the responsibilities that we have is to organize the alumni, deal with fundraising and different activities of that nature. I've known Adam now for about a year, a little over a year or so. We discussed some issues that we have at the university in terms of controlling the number of alumni that we have, how to manage the information about the alumni, how to report to them, how to solicit funds from them, that type of thing. And also fundraising mechanisms. So he decided that he would develop software for us to address that particular issue. Now this is something that's somewhat complicated because it's worth about 15, 20 million shillings. So he's developed a prototype for what we need right now. Now, not only is he developing the software, but it also means that he has to train people here at the university to deal with it, and also to maintain it. He's also giving us free services in that regard. So he's come out full force, and he's demonstrating that he is in fact someone that's committed to making sure that the university continues with the good services that it has.
This will now go to the other company, because what used to happen was I like buying property. I buy a quarter here, something small here, there. I don't do anything with it, just buy. So there's this gentleman who came from Mombasa to bring me some deeds, whatever, some things I had to do, they had to be brought. So he came as a clerk, and there's an elderly guy. I trusted him to do some more work for me. I gave him around 300,000 to do something else, and whatever I wanted him to do was not done, and the money just disappeared. I actually have his number. I know his boss, because he was sent here by a lawyer. Maybe he had more need for the money than me, and I wouldn't really want to ruin his life, because I don't think it's right. He did it, he knows what he did. He keeps on calling me, telling me he's going to pay me, but I don't see it happening. But it's okay, that's life, you learn. I went for a meeting one day at Intercontinental. A gentleman coming from Rwanda, we sat down, he has his own business. So we sat down, I showed him a software. I went to the laptop, I showed him a software. A very young guy, he's not even that old. We did a transaction for $35,000 US within 2 hours. $35,000 US, that's the most I've ever made in a day. Our biggest purchase, I'll lean back to the real estate thing. I bought some property in Mombasa from a family member, very discounted, almost 25 million, right? That's the biggest purchase I've ever done. So I took almost 2 years paying that, because it was someone I knew, because it was put on the market, and I told him, well, why don't we have an arrangement here? This is how much I have now. Let me pay the rest in ABC days or ABC months. I was like, okay, fine. I wouldn't say I'm rich, but financial freedom is the biggest thing about having an extra shilling or two. You have a peace of mind, you're relaxed. So to me, financial freedom will be the biggest thing about having an extra shilling. My first car was a Mark X. I just love the comforts. It's a very nice car. I just keep on changing colors, but I waited. I really waited, and I was like, I could get this, I could get this, but I was like, okay, fine. I just want this particular one, so I'll keep on working till I get this one, and I finally did. It's a big deal for me. Most expensive habit. My most expensive habit is programming. I sacrifice quite a bit because of my work. Programming, I lose friends, you lose relationships, you lose sometimes family, because you're so engaged in this one thing. Yeah, people do treat me differently, and that's our society. It's expected. People look at Chris Kirubi differently because he's achieved. So normally society looks at people who have achieved, who have done something in a different eye. They'll treat you better, handle you a bit better, talk to you a bit better, because you have something, or they feel you have something. So to me, it's not like people, it does change. It does change how people look at you. People expect handouts. I really don't believe in handouts. I really don't. I really don't believe in handouts. I believe every single human being who has a brain, 2 hands and 2 feet can do something. You realize someone is very, very, very inclined to you giving him something than helping him being able to sustain themselves. The key word here is sustain. I'll give you 1,000 shillings. After 2-3 days, it's going to be over. But if I can tell you, okay, this is how you're going to sustain yourself, trust me, 2 months down, 3 months, you'll still be able to survive.
Not so long ago, I told Adams to slow down because he works. But of course, nowadays he has attained a few hobbies, and one of them is health. He really likes hitting the gym, and he also finds, or rather derives, joy in doing nature walks once in a while and traveling. We've traveled to some very interesting parts of the country with Adams.
start my day very early. Maybe around 4, I wake up. I do a bit of aerobic, just a bit, just to make sure things don't go that bad. Prepare for work. I will be in the office 5:45, latest 6. That's a rule in my life. I must be in the office before 6. I will come, maybe open my laptop, get a bit of inspiration. I listen to Joel Austin. There are very few books I actually read. I do audiobooks, so I listen. I pray, then I open my emails. These days we get so many emails. I have to respond to so many things we're doing. So many projects I have to respond to every client. I don't meet my people. My people, I say my team. I call them my people. I don't meet my people very often, maybe once in a week. But from the time the clock hits 8:30, I'm in meetings. I'm always in meetings. 6, I come back. Maybe my tablet, I check during the day. I check if it's something urgent, I respond as I move. Else, when I'm with a client, I try not to distract myself. I come back. There are always people in my office. Always. So I just have a brief discussion, go through more emails. Sometimes you have to meet clients after hours. So if there's if there's a meeting I have to go to, I prepare and go. If not, by 7:30, I'm on the road going home. Yeah. So basically, that's my typical day. To me, I think even if I came back in another lifetime, I'll still do IT. I love what I do. I have a lot of passion for what I do. So in another life, I'll still come back as CEO of Bluebs Africa and do the exact same thing. These are businesses, Adams Acres will be the foundation of all these other businesses that are going to come in the future. They'll be based on Bluebs Africa. So I will still do Bluebs Africa because I'm very passionate about it. My biggest target currently, my short-term goal, is to give Bluebs Africa its own building. So I think that will be a lot in cooperation with Adams Acres. But at the end of the day, we need our own tower, right? We need to have that kind of independence. So to me, that will be a very urgent target for me. I really want to make sure it's done and done well. I would want to expand. Currently, we're just in Kenya. We do projects all over the world, but we're just in Kenya right now. I would want a branch in South Africa. I love Rwanda. I would want a branch in Rwanda. Maybe the UK. It's not impossible. All you have to do is just sit down and dream and take small steps each day to make sure you realize that it's a particular goal. So it's not rocket science. People have done it, not once, not twice, not 3 times, right? So the presidency is there. So to me, that's basically 1 or 2 targets I would want to achieve. How would I change in Kenya? How would I change the way people think? Change the mindset of people. We have this very strong notion that our government should be able to do everything for us. I don't believe in that. I believe every single individual should sit down and try and grow, right? It's not a fact of every single time something happens, we cry and say, let the government do this, let the government do that. I feel we should be able to do things on our own, to some extent, right? So let's not feel sorry for ourselves. If that mindset was to change, our people will change and our country will change. Most instrumental, I'll say my dad and family. They've been very supportive. There are ups and downs. The days things are really bad. Right now, maybe the last 2.5 years, things have been a bit steady. See, but when you're starting, you should be very tight, right? Paying 15,000 shillings was an issue. So they were very supportive, telling you, okay, that's how business starts, that's how business grows. They give you encouragement, and that really kept me alive, right? I remember the time my mom used to call me very early in the morning at 5:30 and tells me, you just need to keep on trying. To me, that was really important. Yeah. The landlord for this place has been very supportive. From when we started, he's actually understood what I'm trying to achieve. Selling you half his office, it's not an easy decision. So someone asks you, Adams, if these 2 offices are giving you problems, you want to buy a whole wing. So as in, there's that. But so they've been very supportive, and it's really appreciated. It's really appreciated. I like this guy, Chris Kirubi. I think he's done quite a lot. I really admire how he's worked from I've read his story from back then. He's really grown into something. Peter Ndwati, Resolution Health. he's really done a lot. Yeah, so those are people I really admire in business. They've done quite a bit, and it's really admirable for Kenyans doing such big projects.
One of the things that most people don't know about Adams is he's very kind-hearted and he gives back. He is very actively involved in community projects. So he's not always 24/7 about business. He's very considerate, he's very kind-hearted, and he gives back to the community.
My name is Richard Kipsang. I'm the lead developer, software developer at Bluebs Africa. Basically, I don't even call him a boss to start with, because he's just a simple guy, a guy who really understands situation. Whenever we have a challenge in the office, he's the first person to maybe schedule a meeting, we discuss the issues. So it's not that quite bossy.
Key thing for me is I'm very hardworking. I'll make sure it's done. I'm very resilient. Right, I just keep on knocking till someone opens.
He's a cheerful person, he's a friendly person, and it's always good to, just have him around.
Adams is firm but fair. He whips out the whip at times when you're not in line, but he's really fair.
Whenever there's a challenge, he usually calls someone aside so that they discuss what's the issue and find the best way possible to solve the issue.
He's a natural leader. So one thing about Adams is that he inspires his team. People easily coalesce around him. He has belief in his team, he inspires them, and he encourages them. And he's a very good identifier of talent. People are able to coalesce around him and follow his vision and mission. And that is why I think also he has managed to retain his staff, because it's very easy to work with him. He believes and he has confidence in your abilities. He inspires you.
We tend to act like a family, so communicating with him is easy. He has an open door policy, but he believes that you should work. If you want to earn, you need to work, and you need to work hard. But he is always emphasizing that you need to know why you're here.
I believe in myself. I really do. And that, I think, is one of the biggest things any entrepreneur should have. You should be able to believe in yourself, even when everyone says, okay, fine, there's no value in this. Why in God's name are you doing this? You need to be able to have confidence in yourself that, okay, fine, this is what I want to do and I'll make it happen.
He's a very humble individual. I don't have that much intimate interaction with him, but the contacts that I have had with him, he's very, I would say, he respects his elders. He takes in the information, and he's very thoughtful.
Adams is a go-getter person. He has a keen eye for quality. So everything he does to perfection. So he's not that person who gives up quite easily, goes out looking for clients, and that, I believe, it's something no one else can do. He's just determined for success.
So communicating with clients is one thing that I've learned from him greatly, because we go for meetings with him. So mainly interacting with clients, knowing exactly what a client wants. He's really good at that.
Okay, Adams is someone who is quite outgoing. He likes having fun. He's not like any other boss who just want to be in the office and give orders. Adams can just get out of the office anytime. Maybe he has a busy schedule outside there. So he's just that flexible person. He's not quite tied to his time.
He's actually a very composed person. You can't really tell when there's a challenge. He handles it very smoothly. Of course, as we're new, we might freak out a bit, but him is always calm and collected about challenges. He goes through them headstrong.
He's not that harsh, he's understanding. Whenever you have a problem, you can text him even at the middle of the night. He's just busy to handle it the way it comes.
I also think he's resilient, he doesn't give up. So if he believes that he can do better than what a certain client has, he will ensure that he follows them and gives them the results that they want by telling them maybe that their website isn't up to par, maybe the software they're using isn't up to par, we can give better. So he's very resilient.
I have a very different mode of thinking. I don't believe 8 to 5 gives you results. If you want to start a business, you need a business plan. I never wrote a single business plan in my life. I just modeled something in my head and I just kept on changing depending on what I wanted to do. Writing something on a piece of paper does not guarantee that you're going to do well. It's what exactly are you trying to do? Because things change. So you put something on paper. I'm not saying people should not write business plans, but that's something different about me. I don't need to sit down and write 10 pages of business proposal. I know exactly what I want to do. I just model it in my head, and I know I move as a change.
I think he really believes in what he sells, so it doesn't come as work for him. It's like a passion. He's really passionate about this business. He's really protective about it and the brand.
The Lean Startup is a book I would recommend to entrepreneurs. Sad thing, I read it a bit late. I started almost 2 years into my business, but I'll summarize it for you. What it tells you is when you're setting up a business, you have a product. Before you go out and mass produce, before you go around spamming people with emails about, okay, buy this, buy that, do a bit of research. Do a bit of market research. Get feedback. Digest the feedback. Then go back to the drawing board. So it's a three item circle. So this is your item, right? You do the market research. How do people react to your product? Do even they like it? Do they even like the name? Let's just start there. Bit of basic research, very small basic research. It will really save you a lot. There's no need to roll out a very big project at the end of the day and people don't even like it. So you spend a lot of money for nothing. So once people accept it, you get the feedback. You're able to restructure your product and sell it again to the same market. And this time they'll absorb it. So to me, that's what I learned from the book. People will do anything to get money. Money makes them happy, money makes them happy. But in real sense, you should do something which adds value to people, and in return you'll get money. So it's not about chasing for money as such, but do something which you feel, I'm happy I did this for this client, I'm happy I did this for this. You're actually proud of it. That way people actually you don't go to them, they'll bring money to you. I will say money is not really happiness. It's doing something you're happy about which brings you happiness. That's the biggest misconception I think our youth have. Money is happiness. Even if someone has employed you, you're able to rise a bit faster in the business. If someone can actually look at you and say, okay, this gentleman comes very early, he works very hard, right? I wouldn't mind him being my manager. So in everything you do in life, even our Kenyan athletes, they work very hard. They work very early. If you see them on tele, they're running in very cold terrains at 5, at 4. So it's basically a constant. Wake up early, work hard. So yeah, I think people need to read books in whatever industry they're in. You need to constantly read. You need people to help you. You need mentors. You need people to guide you. Maybe get more mentors, maybe read more books. I'm an accountant. I don't like accounting. So you need to understand what is your strong point. So you call them tools. With these tools, what can I do with these tools? You need to understand that some tools to start a business. There are some tools to run a business. They're two different things. So you need to make sure, what exactly are my tools? Partners, those are all tools, right? If you're starting a business, you need all those people, right? They'll help your learning curve. It becomes a bit shorter because this guy has done it, this guy has done it, this guy has done it. So it makes your learning curve a bit shorter because you have all these tools. And there's no shortcut to life. You must work hard, you must toil, you must be able to, break a sweat. There's no shortcut. Nothing will be served to you on a silver platter. You must work hard. It's that simple.
Times ni hard, ndio maana pockets ni empty. Ka promises za MP, mi wana masonko na wa envy. Like that should be me, but nothing's easy. Lazima weke BD. I was told patience pays, but sijaipata your check. Since time waits for no man, inabidi nianze kuchase. I tighten my lace, halafu naingia rat race. Eyes on the price, so I increase my pace. Huku Nairobi, everyone's trying to get paid, and I'm no exception. Paper chasing all seasons, including recession. Money on my mind every second, driven by ambition, always on a mission. It's like I'm playing Monopoly.